In this video, I want to talk about my 3D printer from Dremel. I think most of you actually probably don't know that Dremel made a 3D printer, and this is like, I want to say 10 years old, but I can't really date it. But it is indeed 10 years old, at least for me, I think, because I got it like, we're almost 10 years old. I probably got it around like 2018-ish, 2017, 2018. Anyways, I actually, this is my 3D printer, and it's old and slow for probably most of you, and I was like away from the 3D printing scene for 10 years because I had this guy and I used this not really at all much, probably some projects in uni when I was back in uni, but some prints here and there, but not much at all. So I kind of just collected dust mostly, but I really love the printer actually. And the reason I kind of sought this printer back in the day, when there were like there was a Creality Enders and there was like Prusa and all that kind of jazz was going, was because I didn't really want to make a printer myself. I didn't really want the hassle of maintaining it, and I was really lazy and kind of scared and new. Everybody kind of probably has the same phases when they start a new hobby. So I kind of wanted something that works out of the box. I like Dremel as a company, love them as a company, to be honest with you. So that kind of also made a part of that decision easy. And it was really intuitive because this thing actually made for schools, which I didn't know. I just thought it was an awesome product back in the day when I did pick it up. But it uses the Cura slicers, and then they've kind of put their own flavor on it. But everybody was doing that back in the day. This guy has no heated bed, has no smart functions, has no camera, just a basic printer with a plastic or acrylic base plate, which I'll show you in a minute. And has some cool filaments that Dremel sold as well. Standard PLA filaments. This can only print in PLA because it doesn't have any cool features. It's pretty basic, but to me it's actually really cool still. I kind of took it out of the box, not the box, but out of the cupboard a while back to start printing again. Started getting back into some mechanical design for a project I'm making. But anyways, 3D printing is really still key and fundamental to prototyping and getting your ideas out in the world, as everybody probably knows. So that's the little brief story of the printer, how I got it, kind of why do I still have one. Anyways, let me do a walkthrough. I think most people might not be aware of it, but it is not that hard to use. It's quite easy. You have a spool that sits there. This is the plastic base I was talking about. It is running right now, so you'll hear it maybe in the background. The motor's kicking in. You can move the lid out, so let me do that. So it's really helpful for maintenance while you get in, so you can kind of service the tool. You can load the filament, and my filament's just snapped off because that happens quite a bit, especially with cold old plastic. So you can feed the filament right there. Easy to do. No biggie at all. You have a touch screen here, which is great. You have tools, very basic UI, I believe. I think this probably is an off-the-shelf thing. Maybe they made it themselves. I'm not too sure. It works great. You can do leveling yourself as well. It's easy. I have a print on there right now that I canceled, but it started going for a bit. Yeah, that's basically it. You might see it's a bit dusty because I haven't really cleaned it or serviced it, so excuse me for that. And then you have a plastic window and some lights. So yeah, the thing is, it can be noisy when it's printing. It is loud, but it does deliver some good results. At least I've been not disappointed with it. I thought it was pretty good for just a 3D printer, and I still like using it. I'm happy when I use it. It doesn't make me sad. It doesn't frustrate me. I think I only had to service the nozzle once because I got clogged, and it wasn't that hard. Well, when it was clogged, it was painful, but when I got it free, I was really happy. So, the spool holder, I think, is not really great on these machines, so they broke, and it's kind of really stiff, so I can't get that spool of blue PLA out, and it's been this for like 5 years, I'm going to say. So I realized I forgot that I used to then get the spool out. So you can remove this window, snaps on, just for ventilation, but this is great. I can just kind of take the spool, hook it up, and feed it through, so it's still usable. And I kind of like that kind of thought process that Dremel put behind the printer is they give lots of ventilation. They thought about servicing it. The lid comes off, these panels come off, the nozzle comes out, all that kind of stuff. Take their time thinking about the printer, and that makes a difference, to be honest with you. The enclosure is actually really good quality. It's plastic and metal. This bit is plastic, but this bit it's a bit metal-ish. Don't know, to be honest with you, but plastic and metal. Feels great and isn't that heavy. But yeah, but you probably guys are like thinking and saying this is like some T-Rex machine, you know, stuck in the past. And I probably agree with you, but because to be honest, I did not like at all keep in touch with 3D printing for 10 years, and I'm really honest about that. So when I started just looking into it again and like looking at like bamboos and all that stuff, I was really, really impressed, and I was like, wow, this is like, it's like it's one of those moments where it's like, oh, I've been stuck in the 90s or 80s, and I've been, you know, transported to the 2000s, and that it really kind of took me away to see how much things are moved on. The pain points of just printing stuff is changed drastically. You know, like you get like the A1 Mini, heated bed, you know, cool nozzle. You can do multiple materials. It's just sick. So it's really cool to see it's moved on, and it's really fast. The quality's good. Yeah, to be honest with you, that stuff really took me by surprise. So really inclined to an A1 Mini type of thing now. But anyways, so I still wanted to print stuff and use this guy because I thought it's good printing. But let me show you, let's hop on the desk and let me show you some prints that I made. Okay, so we're at my desk now, which is right beside the printer, so it's not like a far walk. So here's some prints I made. This one did fail. You can see it kind of, that's not meant to be that. It's meant to be a perfect circle. I won't tell you what it is because it's for a bit of a secret project, but anyways, this was the thing I was printing. It's a collar, and it has a little draft, so it's really good quality at like 0.1 millimeters. That's the setting I went with, so I went with high quality. Kind of really impressed with the printer. After all these years, I still think it's usable and it's not waste. But I imagine all of you must be like saying, oh, this is terrible, my printer can do so much better. But at least I was satisfied with it. This is where it failed, and you can see it failed bad. That's because it didn't stick to the bed well. That's my theory. But if I go to a really smooth surface, this is cool. This is super nice. This thing took like 2.5-3 hours to print. But anyways, happy with that. This one is a bit of a mechanical print, so I designed a joint. Just go with me on this one. Forget the context, but again, I can't tell you what it's for. But it's a joint, which is 2 ways, so it can go up and down. You can go left and right. So go with me on that one. But quality of it was, again, set to high. Probably not the most pristine print, but pretty good print, I think. Warping was there. It's not symmetric, has some flash points. I did kind of, I need to get the right screws, but it's an M3 bolt gone through, was perfectly fine. Didn't put any threaded inserts yet, but we'll be correcting that in the next print. But the main thing I was concerned about was, how is this, I'm going to say like cross joint going to print, because this gives me that tolerancing. The shaft you see is 3 mil, and the hole that it goes into is 3.5 mil. So it gives me the clearance to get this movement, and this is really smooth. There's no friction, there's no failing, all good. You can see that other one dangling, so that's actually proof of good quality clearance, and it's a good tolerancing. So 0.5 actually means 0.5 on this printer, and that's the key thing. But yeah, so that's it for this video. It's basically just wanted to show you these prints. Basically wanted to show you the Dremel 3D, the thing's called 3D20 or something. This printer is basically from the past. Not a lot of you, I expect, know this, but I thought it would be cool to share this with you. I've been really enjoying it again, using it. It's cool, fun, but yeah, probably looking to get a new printer again, just because of the advancements. But anyways, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, everybody.